go over some of my best trades in this FTMO challenge simulation that I just wrapped up using Software Effects Forex Simulator. Came in, so we're gonna do 12 pips would be about that. And I'll open a second one at 24 pips as usual, and then we'll just manage it however the trade goes. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it run, but I'm gonna move the stop loss to about here, 150. I'm gonna move the break even for the rest of the trade. I'm gonna move the stop loss to break even, just about. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna close it right there. It's safe. It might continue down, I don't know. But you know what? We're starved for pips right now. And a win's a win. So now I'm just gonna fast forward through. Yep, you know what? It actually would have went down and hit my take profit. But you know what? If like in a real-time environment, I would have been 4 or 5 hours at the charts, which is a long time for me. And so here, you know, would have been a good place to just call it. On the 1 hour, it's back into this sloppy range. So this is a Friday. So on Friday you don't want to do anything crazy. Sometimes it moves really well, sometimes it really doesn't. You know, I realize, so you always have to deal with hesitation, right? So going back to the 15, so this is where we had indecision, or I had indecision. This would have been a great entry. Already would be, you know, 20, 25 pips, so the moves already happened. But it is a very trendy market, and I think that was my biggest mistake here, was that knowing when to just take a continuation entry. So now it kind of did a little retest. It seems to be respecting this level, at least on the 15. Well, I mean, technically on the 30 as well. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and go. I'm gonna take an entry here, even though we're at the top. I mean, it could keep moving. I'm just gonna do it.
A few moments later.
All right. Well, poop. Okay. So there you go. We are minus 10 pips. All right, here we are. Sell at 12 pips, 24 pips. Let's rock it. Move my stop loss to the high of this new candle here. All right. So at this point, we have basically the margin to take one last trade before basically we lose the challenge. So I guess I shouldn't have traded against the trend here. If I would have taken an entry right here at the break of these two, that would have been a really good entry. But anyways. So this 15-minute closed above all these other candles. I think I'm just gonna go for it and take a buy here. And again, I know this is at the top, but it just is what it is. All right, we're back. Whew. Okay, so now we made back a good chunk of what we just made back everything we just lost because I had limited the loss to 6 pips and we just made 12. So now I'm gonna move this stop loss to break even. And again, it's the New York Open. Probably should have waited for that before I took my trade. All right, guys, that's awesome. So I already took 2 trades today. I'm not gonna take another trade. Took a loss, took a win. So I would have lost 6 pips and I would have made 18. Is that right? Yeah, so we're really bouncing around here, but we're still in the game. So I'm just gonna stop there. It's a Monday. Really nice moves, but we're gonna call it. Okay, so we had a nice close below the level. We're about to hit New York Open. I'm gonna take a sell here. Okay, I am going to move the stop loss to above this candle here. So it was kind of a crappy bullish close, which can basically either mean it's going to reverse or just keep going down. I'm going to give it a little breathing room, but if it reverses up, I don't want to take a full loss. Trading even a demo account's stressful, man. Yes! All right, we're in it. So now our full take profit is it's in the realm of possibility. So at this point, we're gonna move the stop loss to break even. So no matter what, we're not losing money, and we're gonna let it run a little bit. Yes. All right, I'm excited. Okay, so yeah, that worked out. So we are breaking the low of the previous candle. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but here we go. Entering a sell. We're gonna enter like I've been doing. Gonna take one, so half the trade's gonna be at 24 pips, the other half's gonna be at 12 pips. All right, so we had a 15-minute close, really nice bullish. We're just gonna keep riding the wave here. Here we go. So we just hit our first take profit. It's awesome. So now I'm gonna move the stop loss because, so the worst feeling ever is when you're in a profitable trade, then it reverses on you and you go from being in the profit to the drawdown. So to manage my risk here, I already took 12 pips with half lots, but I'm going to move my stop loss to basically break even on the rest of the trade. So even if this would reverse, which hopefully it won't, I'm not gonna lose. I'm just gonna make less profit. There's a difference. All right. So this can happen. Basically, you know, it hit the stop loss at break even. So I ended up taking 12 pips, but at half lot. So it's as if I won 6 pips, which of course I would have liked to won, you know, you know what I'm saying. But it's still a win. And the most important thing is to manage your loss. Same thing as last time. So now that we've gone like close to 10 pips in the profits, I'm gonna move my stop losses again to break even. I'll move it to 3 pips. So I'll give it a bit of breathing room, but I'm really limiting my risk here. Oh, we just tapped it. All right. All right. So we just hit our first take profit. So again, same thing as just now. I'm going to move the stop loss to break even. Woo! I'm excited. All right, guys. So we got 2 winning trades today for the first time, I think, in the whole simulation. It might want to come down and go back up, but it might not. So we're just gonna go with it. To the low of the previous candle, which is about 6 pips. So it is managing risk, still giving us some room to go up. Yeah. All right, so we're closing at -5 pips. We just broke the low here. And I guess we're gonna wait for maybe a retest and confirmation closer to the level. Maybe I should wait for the close, but I'm gonna take a break out here on the 30. We just barely got stopped out. I think I am gonna enter again here. So we just had an okay 15-minute close. So I am going to move my stop losses to below the previous candle low. Which is about 4 pips. So I just cut my risk in half. We did it. We just did it, man. Oh. Yes. So I am excited. I know that you know that this is just a simulation, but this is a big deal for me. As you can see, I passed this FTMO challenge simulation in the simulator, but I just barely did, and I actually had to use the 2-week extension thing that FTMO has, so I basically traded over 6 weeks, and I just squeaked on by. So if this would have been a real challenge, I likely would not have had enough time, and with the added stress and the added really difficulty, psychology-wise, when you're really in it versus when you're practicing, likely I wouldn't have passed. However, I learned a bunch, and I'm actually going to make another video relatively soon about like my main takeaways and the things that practicing it in this fashion that I was able to improve, which in theory is kind of universal to everybody. So looking forward to making that for you guys. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found some value in these videos. Drop us in the comments if there's a particular trade that you thought was interesting or helpful, or a comment that I made, or if you have a tip for someone who's practicing for an FTMO run. And we'll see you in the next video.